Hi all, welcome to Andrea M. D'Souza's kitchen. Today in my kitchen we are going to make everyone's favorite UKADICHE modak, the speciality during the season of Ganesh Chaturthi. This is something all of us love and it is something that all of us keep on eating for these entire days of Ganesh Chaturthi. And I was first introduced to it by my dad, and he would stand in this long line outside Sapre's shop in Goregaon West just to buy these Ukadiche Modak on the first day of Ganesh Chaturthi and on the subsequent days. So finally, here I am making it and uploading it on my YouTube channel so that every one of you who loves to eat modaks can try it out. But before I go ahead with the recipe, do remember to like this video and to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to share it with everyone. And because I'm not too proficient with forming the modaks, Sandhya is going to help me to make them. So here's the recipe. Start off by making my filling. I will add a little bit of ghee, around half a teaspoon, and let it melt a bit. Now as it is heating, I'm adding a little bit of poppy seeds, around half a teaspoon. So just for a second, I'm going to fry these poppy seeds, let them crackle a bit. Just let them fry for a couple of seconds. And to that, I'm going to add this jaggery. This is around 3/4 of a bowl or 3/4 of a cup of jaggery, which I've crushed into small pieces. Now there are different types of jaggery you get. This is the organic one that I'm using. You can also use the yellow jaggery. And on slow flame, let it slightly melt a bit. I've kept the flame very slow. I don't want to burn anything. And as it is melting, we add 1 cup of freshly grated coconut. Again, the flame has to be slow. Mix this all up nicely, let it coat. If you want to add a little more jaggery, you can add a little more jaggery. Okay, let it just cook a little bit. Make sure that the jaggery melts. Here our jaggery has melted completely. I'm just going to let it cook for a minute or two. That's more than enough. Now if you look here, this proportion is exact. That is, for any 1 cup of coconut, there would be around 3/4 cup of jaggery. Or if you're using 1 katori of coconut, it would be 3/4 cup of jaggery. Or 1 bowl of coconut, then 3/4 cup of jaggery. If you put more jaggery, it becomes too runny. But sometimes if you want to make it sweeter, you can add more jaggery. But suppose the filling becomes runny, you can add around a teaspoon of rice flour to it so that it does not become too runny and it can form easily. So here this is done. Now towards the end, I'm just going to add around a pinch of salt. So I've added that pinch of salt. They say that whenever you make something sweet, you add a pinch of salt to it. And if you're making something spicy, then add a pinch of sweetness to it. So that's what I've done. And now I'm going to switch off the flame. And after switching off the flame, this is around 1/4 teaspoon of elaichi powder that I have. Even if you don't have freshly ground powder, you can pound a few elaichi, around 4 or 5 elaichi, pound them and then mix it well. Okay, this is done. So I'm now going to leave it aside and let it cool for a while. Let this cool. In the meantime, I will make my dough for the modaks. I've kept a glass of water to boil, and in this water I'm going to add this 1 tablespoon of homemade ghee, and I'm also going to add a little bit of salt. Not much, around half a teaspoon, depends on the salt that you want to taste. Let this melt and let the water come to a boil. In the meantime, I'll remove the flour. The water has come to a boil well now, so I'm going to switch off the gas. And in my tat, I'm going to take around 2 of the same bowls of rice flour. This is the rice flour that I'm going to add. As I told you about the proportion earlier, the same bowl that I used for the coconut and the jaggery, I'm going to take 2 cups of that of rice flour. And I'm going to add this water little at a time. And while I'm adding it, I'm going to sit down and mix it. I want to mix it up well. So since I had to take the video, I asked Sandhya to help me to do these modaks. So she will be helping me to knead the flour and to form them, because I cannot do with one hand. Okay, so can you see how well she's mixing it right now? You have to mix all this water with the rice flour, and once it is mixed well, you're going to cover it and just keep it aside for around 10 minutes or so. The rice flour needs to fugao well with the water. Can you see? It needs to be mixed well like this. See how vigorously and well it needs to be mixed. All the lumps need to be broken, so keep adding water as and when. Make sure all lumps are broken. It will also knead a little well. So now it has been kept aside for 10 minutes and she's going to knead it. Okay, can you see how well it is coming up together? In case you find that your rice flour is too dry, you can add a little more of the warm water, but it is not really required right now. Knead it well and see how soft the dough is becoming. So here it is done. Now we are going to be keeping it aside for around 10 minutes or so. So we just cover it with this same bowl in which we had kept the flour, and we'll keep it aside. And here is the cooled down mixture. So this also I'm going to keep, and we'll make it in some time. So here we started making the modaks. Sandhya has taken this small ball and see how she's forming them. She's using a little ghee to form them. And see how quickly and well she's doing it. Can you see? This is how she's forming them. हे थोडा आणखीन व्हिडिओकडे दाखवा ना. हो हो ठीक आहे. कॅन यू सी? चमचे पाहिजे. हा ठीक आहे. आणि दाखवा एक मिनिट बघा. लुक एट दिस. सी हाऊ वेल इट इज डन and see how thin it is. And now she's going to be filling in this filling. Now I have put poppy seeds or khaskhas in the filling, but if you don't want, that's optional. And see how she's going to pleat the modaks now. Can you see how beautiful it looks? Okay, that's done. We'll do another. Ready, and the remaining are still being made. I love how quickly and fast Sandhya is doing it. That was the easier method. Now Sandhya is going to do another one in which she will get these pleats done. ते कळ्या काढतात ना ते. हो, ते आपण आता दाखवू त्यांना. I was telling Sandhya मला तुझा पण फोटो घेऊ दे, but she's not allowing me. I said तुझा पण व्हिडिओ घेते, फक्त हातांचा कशाला. नको चालेल. See how easy and how fast she's doing it. Since I'm not used to making modaks, it would take me a lot of time. Okay. Now again some filling. Okay, now this is with the kali or the petals. हे थोडं व्हिडिओ समोर या ना. हो, त्यांना पण बघू द्या. Water to boil in my coffer, in my steamer. And now we are going to arrange the modaks in this plate. This plate we have greased with a little bit of ghee, and look at how lovely the modaks look. See how beautiful they are. So we are going to arrange them on this steel plate and then place them in the steamer. And we will let it steam for around 15 minutes. 15 minutes is more than enough, and then it will be done and ready. So 15 minutes are up, and look at these lovely modaks. They are done. So now I'm going to switch off the flame and let them cool. I won't let them cool completely. I'll eat them when they are a little warm. Ideally, these modaks should have been steamed on a banana leaf, and I should also have used the banana leaf to decorate them and to serve them. But unfortunately, just when I was out in the market, I forgot to pick them up. So never mind, I'll do it without the banana leaves this time. But if you have access to banana leaves, definitely use them for serving as well as steaming. So these modaks are finally ready. Do try them out and let me know how they turn out. I'll be looking forward to the photographs you sent me, the messages you send me, as well as your tags on Instagram and Facebook. And don't forget again to like, subscribe, and share this video and all other videos from Andrea M. D'Souza's Kitchen. Have a great Ganesh Chaturthi and a great day ahead.